Welcome student. Welcome to another video tutorial of basic principles of crop productions. Topic number 2. Basically this particular topic has been divided in two different sections. First one is basic principle of crop productions related to agronomical aspects, and second part of this here is basically related to crop improvement programs. So you can see here. So this crop improvement programs is basically deals with basic plant breeding techniques, different types, their applications, and what are the different questions in from plant breeding has been come in the last 10 years. We can also discuss about that. So coming to the main points, what is plant breeding? Plant breeding or crop genetic improvement. We can say crop genetic improvement is the production of new improved crop varieties for the use of cultivation purposes by the farmers. So it is not adequate to farmers that you just have to harvest the seeds and go to the next sessions. It only gives a few quantity of your production part, but if you fulfill the needs of enormous populations of the humans, so you in that case you need to breed the plants in such way, in such techniques, by using such techniques where the production can improve up to 5 to 10 times rather than normal traditional crop cultivation practices. So another definition has been given here. It is very good definition given by William Tracy, a popular scientist or plant breeder, we can say. It is human directed selection in generally genetically variable population of plants. So this is the selection. First criteria of plant breeding is human directed selection. We can see here. So second thing is genetically variable populations. So two different criteria we can say, can see here. That was genetically variable population should be present, where from the superior variety you can select it based on your selection criteria or process. Hybridization selection may be of different types. Five most important selection process for hybridizations are given here. Pure line selection. Pure line selection has been given by Johansson. The questions are coming also. In pure line selection, when worked on beans, this is he has done worked on beans, we can say Phaseolus vulgaris. Phaseolus vulgaris, these are the crop plants which are mainly observed in African country. Now India, it is also popular. It is the oldest method of plant breeding. It is the basic for all crop improvement approaches. It is essentially based on phenotypes, and effectiveness is primarily depends on degree to which phenotypes of plants reflects their genotypes. Okay, so selection is basically made. Johansson theory, you can see here. Continuous inbreeding lead to homozygosity. So the main principles of this continuous inbreeding, you have to go for continuous inbreeding for cross-pollinated crops. You can take cross-pollinated crop and go for several generation of inbreeding. So this leads to homozygosity. If we achieve that homozygosity, then the plants are very homozygous and homogeneous for a particular character. So if you cultivate, if you sow 100 or thousands of plants, 100% plants will give the specific characters what you want. So in this way, pure line theory or pure line selections can be very important for us. Variation within a pure line results from environment only. If from 100 plants, if you show some if you see some plants are giving extraordinary or different types of characteristics that is not desirable, so it may be due to the environmental factors. Selection within a pure line is not effective because all the plants within a pure line have the same genotypes. So pure line is genetically pure. They are very homozygous and homogeneous for a particular character. So you cannot say go for selection method, which one is very related to you or not. All the plants within a populations are can be used for next generation. Selection in original population is effective because genetic variation. At the beginning of the pure line selection, you can go for selection in the F1. First F1 cross, you can go for selection. But after that, it is not possible. Application, superior lines can be used as a variety. What about the in 1,000 plants in a populations? Suppose important inbred lines or important hybrid varieties from different locations you can have use for pure line selection. You just have to cross selfing for number of generations. You have to go for this way pure line selections. It is used as a parental line in the development of new variety, because in case of any development of any variety, we need to get P1 as we have seen crossed with P2. Both the parental variety should be pure line. So the pure line can be achieved by pure line selection. You can see pure line selection, we can get that particular parental line. Next one is, it is used for studying mutations because there is no such heterozygosity is available. So mutations, what are the genetic changes in a thousand number of crops in your area? It can be observed by, if some changes are happened very shortly, you can say this particular plant have a mutation within this plant tissues, and you can go for biological investigation. Advantages, it achieves maximum possible improvements over original variety. If you select P1 variety, and from where if you go for pure line selection from the initial level, after pure line selection, whatever the plant line you will get has enormous number of improvedness in a particular characteristics. Whatever the desirable characters you have, thousands of plants in a populations can give the similar type of results or desirable results. Is preferred by farmers and consumers, very important, and easier than hybridization, required less skill. You just have to crossing selfing itself. It is used for developing inbred line and pure line. As I say earlier, inbred line means selfing for 6 to 7 generation to achieve 99.99% of homozygous line. It can be used for seed certification program directly. Certified seeds we can get from here. Disadvantage, not applicable for cross-pollinated crops. Cross-pollinated, in case of cross-pollinated crops, it is not applicable. There is a chance of cross-pollination. Selfing is not possible. 100% homozygosity cannot be achieved. Developed variety cannot be easily maintained by farmers, because the variety, there is a tendency to get cross-pollinated to other variety, other plants. So the homogeneity cannot be maintained if we highly take care for this particular pure line selection. It does not have wide adaptability and stability in production. Mass selection, next one. Large number of plants of similar phenotypes are selected and their seeds are harvested, mixed together to constitute the new variety. So suppose rice population from one location, another location and another location. 3 locations we just have grown a number of crops are in different location, 3 locations. After growing this rice variety from here, we just have to collect it the, suppose 100 of plants, it will give 50 plants here high yielding, here 25 plants giving high yielding capacity, and here 40 plants give high yielding. We are mixing up both of them, and after that in the next generation of from the seeds we will grow in the next generations and constitute a new variety. This is very easy, and this is very important for self pollination and cross pollination, both purposes. As we see, in case of pure line we just have to go for self pollinated crop, but in this case cross pollination and self pollinated crops both are important. Considerable genetic variations can be achieved because a number of populations are involved. Genetically variable crop populations are involved. What are the steps? You just can have to read. Select phenotypically similar plants. For some bases, as we see, harvest the selected plants as a bulk. In the second season, the bulk seed is divided into small lots. From the bulk seed, we just have to make small lots. Seeds has been collected, Based on that criteria of high yielding capacities, we just have to again divide it in different plots and showing them. After that, in the third to sixth seasons, we just have to go for this bulk process in this way, similar way. Okay, two methods are there: Hallet method and Rimper method. Hallet method is basically based on best environmental conditions. We are growing the plants based on giving good fertilizer dosed, good irrigation practices, without any stress, under control conditions. But in case of Rimper methods, we just have to go for natural ways. We have to give minimum number of fertilizer, minimum number of irrigations, minimum number of take care of this thing, maintenance process. So application improvement of local varieties can be done by this, and purification of existing pure line varieties can be achieved. So whatever you got from pure line varieties, you can go for mass selection and you can develop a good variety. Advantages, you have just have to read: considerable genetic variability can be achieved from mass selections. And disadvantage, it is not uniform for crop selections, because a genetic variations are there. You just can have to get a variable number of, suppose you consider high yielding, you can get 80 quintal per hectare, 70 quintal per hectare, even 50 quintal per hectare. A stretches of different types of variability for a particular characters you can get. Without progeny test, homozygosity cannot be possible. It is difficult to identify seed certification program. It is not adopted. Pedigree method. Pedigree method we can see here. In case of this, we just have to remember, we just have to consider the cross, number of cross, which particular cross we are going on, and it is useful for number of pure line selections. The objectives of this method is develop pure line varieties. So like F2 and F3, the segregating populations what we get from F2 and F3, from where we just have to tag each and individual plants from F2 population as well as F3 populations. Whatever the plants giving the good results as per your needs, we have to select it, and in next generation when we are going for next F3 crossing, we have to do that thing. Suppose here you can see here, these are the features you have to read and you have to remember. And crossing ledger, the for maintenance of pedigree records, the basic things required is crossing ledgers. What are the taggings you are doing? It is called crossing ledgers. So serial number 1, here cross number, it has been given. Suppose for example, from the F2, this is the segregating populations. We just from F2 we have collected the superior plants from F2. Suppose 50 plants we have collected and we have crossed with another variety, and variety number of plant number 7 has been used to cross with F2. So it is given crossing number is this, and the parentage number is this. Parentage means this is the crossing of two different parental varieties. In this way, this is the second one, this is another crossing. So each and every cases we have to give a specific number, where 7 denotes 7 plants selected from the above cross to use the next F3 generations. From F3 generation, if selected plants derived from, suppose this may be 8, suppose this is 8 number of plants we have selected. So we have to write down X9801-8. In this way, we have to tag each and every population's plants independently. So it is very, very time consuming and labor intensive. Advantages, we can use very, very selective plants which are having superior genotypes or collection genotypes or superior varieties. What your needs as per there, we can have 2 to type plants for that. A disadvantages, it required a limited larger populations, as well as very skill sets are required. Plant breeders, normal human beings cannot be do without any training. So plant breeders with skilled works is very, very important. Bulk method is very, very important again. In this method, F2 generation and subsequent generations are harvested as bulk to grow the next generation, and this procedure is followed up to 6 to 7 generation. So what are the difference between mass method and bulk method? Mass selections, in case of mass selection, what we have done at the initial level, we have to collect the superior plants of similar genotypes from different populations, number 1, 2, 3. But here we just have to grow a particular crop varieties. Suppose P1 into P2, we have crossed it, and from where in the F1 generation, after that we got self cross to get F2 generation, that is the segregating generations, from where we have to select the generate needs as per our criteria. Suppose high yielding, whatever the F2 populations give the high yielding characteristics, such type of plants we have selected from different locations and bulk. So the mixing of that particular plants are done from F2 generation. But in case of mass selection, at the initial levels we have to collect it from different plants and mix it and grow for breeding purpose. And this is in this way up to 6th or 7th generation we have to go for this bulking method. This is a population method also known. This is given by Nielsen Alley in 1908. And this is only on the basis of similar characteristics we have to bulk it. Applications: handling segregating generation can be done in case of cereals, legumes and oilseeds. Very important. Advantages: a lot of advantages are there. Simple, convenient and inexpensive. No such type of any type of very scientific skills are required. You just have to see morphologically what are the plants are giving high yielding. You just have to bulk them. Again, in next generation you have to grow them, sow them, and up during harvesting you have to sow the related high yielding characteristics based plants. Undesirable or weaker genotypes can be eliminated. You can easily eliminate that thing, and no pedigree records required to maintain. This is required a longer time, as we see F6 to F7 generations, and in short term bulk there is no chance for natural selections. So here there is no chance of natural selection. As large number of progenies selection in each generation, it requires much labor, time and space. Okay, it leads to F6 to F7 generation. Information on inheritance we cannot be obtained from this. Single seed descent method. This is another method. What with this is the advanced method of bulk method. Bulk selection methods, advanced techniques, single seed descent method. What we are doing from different populations, when we are bulking, we don't have to select all the plants from here, all the seeds from here. We want to select a single seed from a single plant, single seed from a single plant, single seed from a single plant, and single seed from a single plant. From each and every plant only one single seed has been selected, and then we have to pull them and grow for next generation. It is can be achieved from F2 to F7 generation. We can obtain the superior genotypes. In this way we can obtain homozygous line also. In such type of pure line selection you can see homozygosity is there, but in this case this can be achieved by cross pollination, cross pollinated crop also. We can use cross pollinated crops. So rapid generation advancement techniques can be made and use glasshouse and off season nursery can be done. Those plants or crop varieties are not seasonal, suppose seasonal, so if it is not applicable for low temperature, we can go for this particular single seed descent method. Backcross is very simple. We can see here backcross. In the backcross method, recurrent parent lack of desirable characters, just we can see here. This is the characteristic. Suppose this is disease resistance RR and this is susceptible RR. So this particular variety have all the characteristics but devoid of or lack of digit resistance. So we just have to cross this. This is homozygous line, this is homozygous dominant and homozygous recessive. So this can be act. So the digit resistance characteristics are transferred from donor to recurrent, each and every cases. So this particular parental population we can say donor plants, and this is the recurrent, because each and every time we just have to cross with this, we just have to cross with this again each and every time. After getting the F1 populations, what if the F1 population we obtained, we again cross with homozygous recessive lines. But in case of backcross, both are also important. We can go for homozygous dominant line also. Backcross can be different types, two different types. If it is going to cross with homozygous recessive lines, it can be said as a test cross. Test cross. If we go for homozygous dominant line, then it is called superior cross. So in this way, we can achieve a particular resistant character after S backcross 7 generation, almost homozygous, 99.99% homozygous line can be achieved. And this is very reliable method. In any type of selection method, it is very reliable method. Applications, a lot of applications are there. Intervarietal transfer of simply inherited traits can be done. Digit resistance code. Quantitative traits can be transferred like height, seed size, etc. And transfer of cytoplasmic male sterility can be done in case of backcross. And backcross is very effective for transgressive segregate. Transgressive segregate means such type of populations which have a extreme characteristics for a particular character. Suppose high yielding, some plants are giving very highly yield potentials, then you can say this is the populations of transgressive segregates.
Hello student, how you can get the full videos along with different facilities from that particular agri education websites. You can Google it as agri education or agri educations without space, so that you can easily get particular websites and get access all the things. You can also WhatsApp in this particular number so that you can easily get the links for applications in mobile and websites. So what you can particular get from this particular websites, initially you will get a complete study materials based on last 10 years research particular examinations, and all the notes are downloadable and printable. Next one is notes and mock tests are available in English basically, and Hindi those who want to get in that particular language. So third one is all the notes for 54 different modules have full video explanation each and every modules, and you can get access and it is downloadable also. So websites and apps available for all devices, you can easily access from your mobile at any time, and you can easily get the information regarding all the plant science notes and videos. All the notes are in bilinguals. Remember, all the notes are in bilinguals, but initially we have launched in the particular English language. If some students are also interested in other language like Hindi, we are also providing that also. The total course fees is very less, so that you can get particular availability for all the economically background classes students. Thank you and all the best.